It rings! Hey guys, what's up? So today I thought I would talk a little bit about my newest project, the wireless Coherer Detector. Now, what you might be wondering is, what is a coherer? Well, I will answer that for you. The coherer is the very first radio detector ever invented. It was invented by Edward Branly in 1890. It was later perfected by Marconi in a wireless transmitter system in 1895. What a coherer consists of is a glass tube with two metal plugs inside with a small gap. Between that small gap is filled metal filings. Those can range from copper, nickel, silver, even iron. That glass tube is then sealed at both ends. Some of them had a vacuum pulled on them. Mine, I don't believe does. And I don't know why. That might have just been to make it work better. Who knows? So those two wires protruding from that create the coherer. So when radio waves in the form of a high voltage spark, these were used with high voltage spark gap transmitters at that time. So when those radio waves would be emitted, it would collect through the antenna on one side of the coherer and a ground wire on the other, and it would cause those iron filings to cohere, and that would create an electrical connection between them, basically like a switch. So let me show you. I have a diagram that shows you how mine is wired and how it basically works, and then we'll give a little test to see it in action. First, as I will point out, there is the coherer. That's the most important part. Now this system can either use a single antenna and a ground, one there, and the ground wire there, or a dipole antenna without the ground system. This would be maybe for a closer range. This is what I will demonstrate with indoors, since I can't attach a wire to the ground very easily. When the signal comes, this will cohere and create an electrical connection as a switch. So the current will flow through here, through this relay, to this battery that powers the coherer. That's one circuit. Now in order to decohere this, since it will remain in a switch state until it's lightly tapped to decohere it, this tapper has been placed right above the coherer, so when it taps it, it decoheres, restarting the process over again. Once that electrical connection has been made, it will activate this 5-volt relay, closing that switch, and that will go through the battery that powers the electric bell. That electric bell will create a ding, and that's what will receive the signal as audible noise, and the hammer will also strike the coherer, decohering it and resetting it for another signal. It's a very simple setup, not much to it other than just two circuits. What this could also be set up to is, instead of the bell, you still have to have the hammer, but this could been set up to a wireless telegraph recorder that would record it on a piece of paper as dots and dashes, or a sounder as well. Anyway, let's take a look at the actual coherer receiver. Here is the coherer receiver. This is my version of it. If you go on the online and search coherer receiver, there's a few like it out there already, so I kind of made a replica of some. This is very simple, really, though it was quite complicated to build. It consists of a wooden base and a wooden board up there to hold the device. And as you saw in the diagram, the parts are only a few. The most important part is the coherer right there. And over here is the relay. There is a little blue 5-inch relay about the size of a sugar cube in there. But, you know, they didn't have pretty blue plastic at that time, so I put it in this wooden box with some nice brass binding posts to give it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And then this is a vintage/antique bell I found at an antique shop. Bought it and knew it was perfect for this project. And here is some brass binding posts I constructed. This will be connected for the ground rod or the antenna, and there's the other one for the antenna. So radio signal comes in through those, and wires from either side will go to the coherer, and as you saw in the diagram, makes the electrical connection, and it will ring that bell when it receives a signal. Power is applied for the relay and the bell by these two terminals and those two terminals there. Here we can take a little closer look at the coherer itself. This is made out of glass tube. I bought some glass tubing off of eBay, and it's used for glass blowing, glass crafts, so it's perfect for this. And then I have some brass plugs on each side. They're a little hard to tell in there, but they're there. Then I've soldered this copper wire onto each end. The brass plugs are ground in a way so that they're kind of pointed in a V. I use metal filings. I filed an old spoon, which is probably nickel and silver, perhaps, I don't know. And then put it under the torch and fused the wires inside of it and sealed it off. And took some thread, wrapped it around a piece of bamboo to hold it. Here I have it all set up. Here is the coherer receiver with the dipole antenna connected to it and the batteries. And over here I have the high voltage spark gap transmitter set up with its dipole antennas. And the switch to turn it on. And the distance here is about 3 feet. Let's do this. It rings. Alright, so I think that concludes the video. As you can see, it works actually quite well. Pretty remarkable to think that it's just a glass tube filled with metal filings that detect the signal, and it works.